What's going on, YouTube? We are back with another video, baby. You already know what time it is. I just got off of work. Happy Good Friday, you guys. Hope you guys had a good Friday. Double good. Yeah, I was very busy today, but that's cool. Because I mentioned in my last video, I got to raise more hours, more money from me. So, fucking right. So yeah, I just got off of work, and you already know what time it is. Tonight, I'm honored to present to you Bush Heavy the Tall Way, baby. I ain't switching up, and I ain't never gonna stop. You already know what time it is. Cheers. Oh yeah. Oh, it smells great. A wise man once told me, don't drink your calories. A wise man also told me, a wise man once said nothing at all, so fuck it. There's just nothing like a cold beer after work. We're dipping on 9 milligram Velo Wintergreen. Go ahead and throw one in. Oh yeah. All right, so today's video is a serious video. I might do a satirical one in the future, but it's about Bob Lazar, aliens, and UFOs. So, if you don't know who Bob Lazar is, he got real famous off the Joe Rogan Experience. I'm not sure what time frame, but it was a couple years ago. Basically, the guy, he claimed to have worked on UFOs. He has a great story, and I urge anybody that is interested in that type of subject to go and look up the Joe Rogan Experience, Bob Lazar. It's a very interesting story. Just today, Bob Lazar was back on the Joe Rogan Experience, talking and just talking, pretty much. So I listened to it twice while I was at work. It was a 3-hour long podcast, so I got to run it through my head 2 times. Here's the thing. Almost like how on CNN they repeat the same bullshit, the same, talking points. This guy's basically doing the same thing. But I'd like to give you my opinion on UFOs. So, I had an experience when I was younger. I was with my dad, and we were going to meet my mom, and it was about an hour-long drive. And I saw something in the sky. It was a blue sky, midday, and it was like a star, but I could see it kind of moving, and it wasn't blinking like an aircraft. It was just like a star. And I just kind of just noticed it, didn't really say anything. And then I noticed it again about 30 minutes later, and it seemed like it had moved in a weird way. And so I think I mentioned it to my father at the time, and I think, I was probably 15 or 14, maybe even younger. And I'm pretty sure he was just like, yeah, whatever. I see it, but, it's no big deal. So then I got with my mom, and we were headed home. And right on the outskirts of my town, it was probably a 45-minute drive, but right on the outskirts of my town, I specifically remember, and I've mentioned this to my mom, I don't know why she did this, but she pulled over, and I got out of the car with her, and I looked up in the sky, and I saw a big black triangle with lights on each point, but not at the tip of the point. It's kind of hard to describe, but basically it was a big black triangle, and there was like an orb of light. Very weird. And I remember at the time I actually had a flip phone, but one that flipped to the side where it had the little keyboard on it. And I remember thinking, I'm going to grab my phone and take a picture. And I went back into the car, grabbed my phone, and then I don't know if my mom pushed me into the car or what, but basically I looked back up and it was gone. And that's my one and only experience with UFOs. Now, it could have been a stealth bomber, honestly. Growing up, I've looked into the subject, and, it could have been a B-2 stealth bomber. And where I live, it's a very, heavy law enforcement. We've got FBI and stuff. It's not a big place, but I'm not going to get into it too far. But yeah, there's like a heavy enforcement thing here. And, it could have been a bomber, honestly. But I think that I witnessed something that day, and I've mentioned it to my mom, and she remembers the story. Now, I'm not sure if she just gives me like a feedback loop where she's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. But anyway, I know what I saw, and you can't tell me I didn't see it because I remember it. So, yeah, guys, I really don't know what to really make of it all. Like, I've seen things on, YouTube and even on TV where they declassify these documents, and there are videos of things moving in weird ways. As soon as the military starts releasing, classified documents, I immediately assume that it's either an adversary's or it's ours, and they're just releasing the capabilities of the aircraft to the public. I seriously believe that anything that is extraterrestrial, non-human, even our adversaries, like I'm sure we have video of like top craft that they have that's classified information. That's how the military works. That's how the government works. And so I highly doubt that whatever they released is something amazing. However, I do think that some of the things that people talk about are true, to the extent of, like, I've heard a mantra of, it's called, what's the term for that? Where it's a median or something like that. But anyway, basically they can go from outer space to inside our atmosphere and water, and it doesn't change, like it's just a steady velocity, which we cannot do. And I think that is true. I think that makes sense, that an advanced aircraft could do that. A very advanced aircraft. Now, is it ours? I don't know. Is Roswell real? Probably. What are these things? My opinion of the entire matter is that, number one, anything that our military or our government releases to us is guaranteed nothing extraordinary. It's probably just them releasing to the public what they have capabilities of doing. Number two, if they did know something, you are out of your mind hitting the crack pipe if you think they're going to release that to the public. There'd be pandemonium in the streets, the stock market would crash, and millions of people would die. I'm gonna take a chug. Number three, what is it? If it is real, and I teeter, sometimes I think it is, sometimes I think it's bullshit. If I'm going along the mind train of it's real, I would say that more than likely it was whatever built the pyramids. And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to be anything but utmost respectable here. I don't think that we could do that. If we could do that, why in the fuck have we not done it? The argument against it. We have skyscrapers, right, but our skyscrapers are going to decay and go to rubble in 100 years. These pyramids are 5,000 years old. That's 500 or 5,000 years. That's hundreds of bloodlines is what I'm basically trying to say. You make it to the age of 100. How many? 5,000 years old? What is that? 500 people? 500 people old? That's crazy. That's crazy. And if you think about it in context of America, we were independent in 1776. We're only 3 people old. We're 3 100-year-olds old. That's 500 100-year-olds ago. So I don't know. And to say that they built these pyramids by using sleds and logs, look into it. I'm not gonna go into it too much, but I think that whatever built those pyramids is probably able to like maneuver in these ways. Now, why would they want to hide? Maybe they're not. Who fucking knows? You know, I have known some very rational people, very cool people. I've known psychos, weirdos. I ran through all walks of life on my journey in this life. And some of the most reasonable, level-headed, good at math, articulate people, you know what they tell me? They say, oh yeah, reptilians run the world. Reptilians are the president. And I've always dismissed that. And I still dismiss that because I think that's just crazy to say. But who knows? I'm only 26 years old. Maybe by the time I'm 50, I'll be wearing a tinfoil hat every single day as a member of Scientology, firmly believing that reptilians run the world. I don't know. And I don't know what these things are. I've looked for them. I've only had one experience. For someone that hasn't had a UFO experience, it's a little different. But I've had an experience, whether or not it was man-made or not. And that just changed my outlook on the entire subject for my adult life. I believe that whatever these things are real. Yeah. So, I'll take another drink. Who knows? Who knows? It's crazy. It's a crazy world that we live in. And I think that anybody that isn't open to the possibilities of different things is closed-minded. And I think you should always approach with an open mind. And it's very hard to keep your mind open in everyday life. But as soon as you stagnate, it's very hard to get out of that stagnation. I hope for myself in the future I can keep an open mind, so I don't become one of these people that just go with whatever mantra the government dishes to the people, because that's a quick way to tyranny. And if you think things are bad now, America is a great place to live in. We're blessed to live here. Anyone that lives in America, we're absolutely blessed to be here. The land of the free and the home of the brave. But who knows what these things are? I hope that they're ours. Or at least I hope that we're working to figure out how to do these things. You know, there's a conspiracy theory that maybe fiber optics is where... maybe fiber optics originated from back engineering some sort of alien technology. Am I spitting out words that I know the meaning of? Yes. Did I ever think of that independently? No. I heard that from a podcast that I watched. And, you know, it's very hard to actually distinguish and make up your own mind about these touchy subjects. War, UFOs, you know, Jeffrey Epstein. It's hard to make up your own mind about these touchy subjects because you're just blasted with information constantly, especially with phones now. So yeah, just to wrap up the video, my honest opinion is that these things are probably what built the pyramids, and it's probably been here the whole time, and it's probably been dormant, meaning it hasn't been active like human life is active. What are they? I don't know. Is it a gray? Maybe. I don't know. Is it AI? I don't know. By the way, NA is, AI is, NHI, which is an acronym for non-human intelligence. So artificial intelligence is, by definition, non-human intelligence. The reason I mention that is because in these declassified documents that the military and the government has released, they constantly say NHI, non-human intelligence. And the people love to run with that, like, oh, it's aliens, obviously. But AI is, in definition, NHI. Artificial intelligence is non-human intelligence. Did we program it? Yes. But is it a code? No, it's on the blockchain, and some people say it's already sentient. They can think for itself. Make up your own opinion. But it would be pretty badass that if, these technologies and this way of movement, whatever these aircraft are, whatever these UFOs are, if we can somehow figure out how to do it, the opportunity is endless. And I believe that a lot of wars are because of this. No one should need to die. But war is a big generator of money. And you always hear it. We need $200 billion for X, Y, and Z. Okay. And then when they get the money, $50 billion is just gone. Also, there's black budget projects in the military, which means the money goes in and you don't see anything that comes out the other end because they're black budget. These are the people that work on the highest end of science, the highest end of materials. They build the stealth bombers. They build all these advanced aircrafts that we have, that we protect ourselves with. But I definitely think that there's a correlation between war and these craft. Whether or not we build them, whether or not we back engineer them, whether or not the money goes into a black hole and we never see it, I can guarantee you that if you spend $1 billion, there's something that's happening. And I think wars are fought over this because it's a big generator of money. And I think that the first people that figure it all out are going to have the world at their fingertips. And I pray that it's America, if any of this is true. Maybe I'm just smoking the crack pipe and I've joined Scientology. That's it. Finish it with a chug, y'all. Cheers. Oh, by the way, drop what you're drinking down in the comments. Tell me what you're dipping on, what you're smoking on. I hope you guys had a good Friday. Do you have an experience with UFOs? What's your opinion on the entire subject? Drop it in the comments. Cheers, guys. If they're building a UFO, Bush better be the sponsor of that bitch.